All right, good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Bernie Behringer, and it's an honor for me to be the director of the 12th annual Minnesota Fishing Challenge. Thank you so much for being a part of it. You guys have made this into a way bigger event that any of us, we could have never dreamed that it would get this big and do the amazing things that it has done. Um, like you, I miss the camaraderie of the rules dinner and the good-natured banter that goes back and forth, and the singers and all of those cool things that we really like. And I trust we'll be back in that format again next year, and we'll see you in person. But this evening would not also be the same without you, watching from your couch or your boat or wherever you're watching from. And thank you for supporting us. You're truly changing people's lives by being a part of this. So it's been a really busy year getting ready for this, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks have been really crazy. There's a lot of good people behind this that have made it successful. Dave and Mark in the office are terrific. In fact, Dave is one of the success stories of Teen Challenge. He's very good at his job, and he puts a huge amount of work and a great amount of value into this event. It would not be as big and as well run as it is without his support. And I want to thank the girls from the Twin Cities, especially Megan, who have put a lot of effort into making this rules meeting go really smoothly. And it's going to be very professional. And I think you're going to realize that there's really good people involved. So there is a chat box that you can ask questions. And at the end of the rules meeting, if there's questions that are not answered within the rules meeting, then I'll address those questions. We're going to be giving some amazing prizes away in this tournament. Of course, we're giving away a $20,000 Lund Mercury boat with a Humminbird Helix 8 and a Minn Kota Terrova on it. And one of my best parts of my job is I get to call up the winners and tell them that they won. And we are always thrilled and awed to see how God works and uses his people, you, in amazing ways. My heart just bursts with love for all of you and everything that you do to make this such an amazing event. And you're going to be amazed at the end of this meeting when we talk about how much money that we've raised so far. Considering what we faced the last few months, God's been really, really good, and your hard work has really paid off. So thank you so much. I wish I had a better way to say that, but thank you so much. We're going to hear, as this meeting goes on, from Steve Panaz, from Al Lindner, from Rich Scherber, from a couple of Teen Challenge clients whose lives have been transformed through Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge. First, I got to thank our sponsors who pay for all of the background expenses of this event so that when you actually go out and ask a buddy for money or sell a raffle tickets, you have confidence that all of that money goes to Teen Challenge. It doesn't go to overhead expenses. So Fleet Farm is our title sponsor. Our supporting sponsors are Norsun Construction, Seafoam, Victory Auto Service, Lund Boats. The Rules Dinner sponsor is Bay and Bay Trucking. And our divisional sponsors are Norsun Construction Pike Division, Navalis Land Company Walleye Division, the Linder Media Bass Division, and the Pinnacle Private Wealth Panfish Division. We have some special award sponsors as well. The Worldwide, this is a great one, Worldwide Marine Insurance. They sponsor the biggest walleye award. McDonald's sponsors the biggest bass award. We have the Boulder Oil and Propane Ugliest Fish Award, which is always a fun one. And then the Second Chance Awards are sponsored by Seafoam. The top 3 student angler teams will each win $1,000 in college scholarships from Seafoam. So at this time, I would like to introduce our honorary tournament director, Hall of Fame angler, Steve Panaz. He's been a huge supporter of this event, and his input has always brought great values. I can always count on him for good ideas. Steve?
Hey, Bernie, thanks a lot. And good evening, everybody. Welcome on behalf of the other team, Al and Bernie and David and Megan and Sam and the rest. Thanks for making the Minnesota Fishing Challenge one of the most successful benefit tournaments in the nation. Hey, last year alone, we generated more than $400,000. And to date, over 12 years now, we're counting into the millions. In the process, you have helped save lives, reunited families, and helped thousands break free of devastating addictions and live the lives God it really intended for them. It feels good doing God's work, doesn't it? And thank you for your fundraising efforts, especially with the challenges this year. Hey, this year with COVID, we've been forced to make some big changes to the fishing challenge. I wish we could be sharing dinner together right now, and reconnecting at weigh-in after a great day of fishing on Gull Lake. But with these hoops that we had to jump through this year, purchasing rulers and learning a new app-based system for logging your fish, these changes do represent some pretty incredible opportunities, benefits like expanding the tournament. Did you know that JK, Jim Calcafin, is going to be fishing his home waters tomorrow? And they're 1,200 miles to the west of Brainerd. And that's kind of neat because we can invite others across the country to maybe participate in this event next year. I'd also like to think that the app-based system is going to allow us to have less of an impact on our fisheries. Catch a trophy pike or a trophy walleye, and we can now weigh them, measure them, and release them unharmed. And I think that's a good thing, possibly going forward as well. But those are things we can cover at a later date. Tomorrow is the start of the Minnesota Fishing Challenge. This is a date that I know I've been waiting for since last year. Driving home from last year's event, I was looking forward to this year, and I know that's true for many, many of you. So thank you for being part of it. When you leave the water tomorrow afternoon, please say a short prayer for the men and women going through Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge, and ask the Lord to give them the strength they need to get through the program and to get through life and things like that. But enjoy the weekend. And by the way, I want to give Bernie a shout out. Bernie and Megan and the entire team, they've had to jump through some major hoops in just the last few weeks. Hey, it's tough to run this tournament with 12 months of lead time, and they didn't know if we could run a regular event up until just a few weeks ago. And so Bernie, thank you for all of your efforts. You look amazing tonight. I thought you'd look ragged after all the time you've been putting in, but everybody have a great time on the water. And if you run into each other or run into us, please stop and say hi. God bless.
Thanks for the compliment, Steve. I recommend that you see an eye doctor tomorrow. I would also like to introduce somebody who's really, really important to us. Rich Scherber has been the CEO of Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge for many, many years, 25 years, in fact. And he has surrounded himself with great people who have grown this organization into something amazing that has changed many, many lives. And he has a passion and a dedication, along with all of the people who are involved, that is something you just don't see every day. And I want to give Rich a few minutes here to tell you a little bit about Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge and what this tournament is really about, and that's transforming lives.
Thanks so much, Bernie. Well, just let me start today by saying just a special thank you to all of you. I wish I could be with you in person, and we are just so grateful. This is our 12th year, and I couldn't believe after the first year that it would continue on the way it has, and it's been so successful. Last year to bring in $420,000 is incredible. I was looking online. I believe this is one of the greatest fishing tournaments, not just charity tournaments, but fishing tournaments for sure in the state of Minnesota, probably nationwide. It's amazing what you all have done. And many of you have fished with us for the whole duration. So thank you so much. Working together, we can't do it on our own. Together, we're changing communities and lives and families, and you guys are making it happen. I want to tell you real quick a little bit about us. Teen Challenge is one of the world's largest drug and alcohol programs. I was looking online this afternoon. There's over 1,400 programs outside of the U.S. border. I don't know if you're aware of that. 125 nations here in the United States. We are, again, one of the larger programs in Minnesota. We serve a whole range from 13 all the way up to 90. We don't discriminate, and drugs do not discriminate either. We do outpatient programming. We do licensed inpatient program. Then our most popular program is our faith-based one-year program where the majority of our residents stay 95% of these residents, adults in a one-year program, do not pay 1 penny out of pocket to be here. We bring them in and ask that they just have an open heart. That's the only thing we're asking of them. We have 12 different locations across the state, 5 that are inside the metro, and then 7 outside of the metro area. We're in Duluth and Brainerd, as you know, and Rochester has 2 campuses, a men and women's campus. Then we had our large adolescent program out near Buffalo. We're really excited too. We just recently closed on a new 60,000 square foot building, the old Tubman building. Some of you know it, just a half a block down our street from the street on First Avenue in South Minneapolis. And do keep us in prayer, because this is one of the areas that's been hard hit with the demonstration and the riots. As a matter of fact, up and down Lake Street, all of the buildings have been boarded up and many of them have been looted. So do keep us in prayer in the safety of Teen Challenge and our new facility, the Tubman building. We've also added another building in Duluth where we're expanding 20 beds. And a lot of this growth and expansion is a result of the drug epidemic. The need is so great. In the last 5 years, we've doubled the size of our program. Last year, we served over 3,100 individuals. That's a lot of addiction. And a lot of that is fueled, as I said, because of the great need. In 2017, the federal government called this the worst drug epidemic in U.S. history. But 2018 and 2019 were worse than 2017. So we are living in the 3 worst years of drug addiction. And then you add on top of it the COVID, the first month, there was a recent Newsweek article, the first month after COVID hit, alcohol sales were up over 50%. So it's people are turning to drugs and alcohol just to cope. And I can't imagine how needy our services will be in the next few months. The program works. Many of you have followed us for years. We've done 3 outcome studies on our long-term program. The first one showed 74%. That was done about 17, 18 years ago. Then we did another one about 5 or 6 years after that showed 76% of our graduates reported no drug use over the previous 6 months. This recent study that we did came out this last year. The numbers dropped a little bit, and we expected that. It was down to 67% said that they had never used any drugs and alcohol since graduation. But there was another 13% that said we did use, but we only used 1 time. And that technically is not even a relapse. So that brings us up to over 80%, which is unheard of in the treatment industry. And you guys, I just want to thank you. It's your support that keeps these doors open. The choir hasn't been out. It won't be out probably for 3 to 4 months. We've had a number of our fundraisers that we've had to cancel, and this is huge to us. And thank you guys so much. We support every person in the long-term program over $1,186 a month, and you see it on the screen. That's $14,232 a year for every individual, and that adds up. When you do the math over all of the statewide programs, that's $5,900,000 a year. So this gets to be a big burden. Thank you guys for standing with us. At this point, we're going to turn it over to Sam. Sam's got a couple of graduates who's going to give their story. And again, a heartfelt God bless you and thank you. I wish I was there to hug every one of you and thank you. We love you guys. Have a great, safe day tomorrow.
Hey everybody, Sam Anderson. I'm at Craigens Beach, and we wish we had the tent set up. We wish we had all of you here gathering for the big weigh-in. Oh man, this is Steamboat Bay, and I just want to thank Craigens because they've been so gracious to us. And even though we can't all gather here, and even though we're not all on the same lake together, we're gonna have a great fishing challenge together. And I just want to thank you all for being patient with us and doing so much to try to help Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge in these really, really challenging times. And to all of our donors and to all the people that have gone out and have been sponsors, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so I'm gonna have a couple of my guys share their stories with you, and we're right here on the beach and they're gonna share with you right now. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Lane. I'm 21 years old. I'll be fishing in this fishing challenge with all you. I'm super excited. I can't wait. But let me tell you a little bit about my story. I'm 21. I'm from Minnesota. I started rebelling when I was 14, started smoking weed. Through high school, I would just adapt into any group I could find. That just led me down this long road. I started using hard drugs a little after I graduated high school. And I had so much pain, deep down emotional pain, and I didn't know how to deal with it. The only way I could deal with it was to numb myself. And so I got a warrant out for my arrest. I decided to turn myself in. When I got into jail, James Madigan, one of the representatives from Teen Challenge, came and visited my jail, and after he explained what Teen Challenge was, I knew that's where I was going for the 13 months. I wasn't just going to do short term. I wanted to get my life back. I have so much opportunity, and I didn't want to throw it all away. It's truly a blessing to be here in this program. It's hard. It's not easy. They don't call it Teen Easy. They call it Teen Challenge because it is a challenge. Every day is a challenge, but it's because of God's grace that every day I can wake up and do what I have to do for myself and for my family. And I couldn't do it without God, and we couldn't do it without you guys, so thank you.
Hi, my name is John. I'm a current resident at Teen Challenge Brainerd campus. I'm 55 years old. I was born in Verdun, France, and came here. My dad went to Vietnam, and my mother took care of us there, me and my two siblings. One morning, she was suicidal, decided she was going to take her life, and before she did that, she decided she was going to take the lives of me and my siblings. Stabbed me in the stomach, came out my back, and then took the knife and stabbed my brothers, stabbed herself in the chest and died. When I got to the hospital, they gave me a shot, and it was a shot of morphine, and it took away all the pain, all the emotional pain that I had. And that day, I think I became not only brokenhearted, but a drug addict. Searched out that feeling to take away that pain that I felt my whole life. Ended up getting married, having children, still a full-fledged drug addict. I swore I would never treat my kids the way I was treated as a small child, but I emotionally was detached from my spouse, from my kids, because I didn't know how to be a father. I have a lot of people praying for me, and that's how I ended up at Teen Challenge after 55 years of destruction. God has put on the heart of everybody, including me, that I make it through this program. And what I've learned is God was there for me. God protected me. He protected my heart. The people that are being abused, it breaks my heart. It brings tears to my eyes when I see that. But I do know now God is there for me. And without your support, I would not be able to be in Teen Challenge, and I appreciate it. And good luck to all you guys doing your fishing.
Well, that is the real reason why we're doing what we're doing here. And thank you so much for being a part of it. Al Lindner has been involved with this event from the very beginning, and it's safe to say that a large share of the success is due to him. He'll share a few words now with you, and then again, we'll talk to him at the end of the meeting.
Hey, hi, everybody. I am so excited. It's here. It's finally here, the 2020 Minnesota Fishing Challenge, and we're a part of it. For a while, we were scratching our heads. Are we going to be able to pull this off? Bernie, I feel so far. He doesn't have that much hair to lose. He was a nervous wreck going through everything. He says, are we going to make this work or not? And there was a whole lot of prayer, naturally, and a lot of time and energy, but praise God, the event is on. A little bit different than we had in the past, to say the least, but it's going to be good. You know, I talked to a lot of fishermen that really, really like the idea of going to their own lake, a lake they're familiar with and comfortable with, a lake that they think they could win a crappie division or maybe catch a winning limit of pike, or well, they're more comfortable with that idea. When this event is over, we're going to learn a whole lot of how and what we should be able to do in the future, where we're going to go, what is the Minnesota Fishing Challenge going to look like in the future. To me, right now, I believe you're going to see a blend of what we normally did, where we're on the shore of Gull Lake. We get all gathered here where people can share testimony. It's going to be a blend of what we did in the past and something that's going to happen at this event, and we're going to get some revealed knowledge of how to make it better and work possibly all over the country. Some miracle thing is going to happen out of this. I believe that with all my heart. And we get to be a part of it because this is a God thing. Bernie had shared a little bit earlier. None of us could have imagined this event to be what it is today when it started. And it is what it is because you felt the tugging at your heart. You got the vision. You felt the Spirit of God tug at your heart. And you said, you know what? I want to be a part of this. That's why this event is what it is. And there's so many people to thank. There's so many partners to thank. But I want to personally take a moment to thank all of you, the fishermen, those of you that caught the vision, that are a part of this. Many of you have been here from day one since this event started. And what a blessing it is. I sincerely want to thank all of you for taking the time to, again, make this event the success that it is today and is going to be in the future. God bless, be safe, have a great time on the water tomorrow. I'd like to say I'll see you tomorrow. That's kind of the wrong words. I'm going to be there in spirit. I'd like to see you in spirit, give you a hug, a handshake, do some stuff. Wait for another year from now. Be safe. Love you. Bernie.
Thank you, Al, so much for being a part of this and all that you've done. This tournament would not be a fraction of what it is without your help. So thank you so much. Now for the fun part, the rules. We have to go through the rules. This is a rules meeting, of course. So here we go. You can launch at any ramp or resort. You go to your fishing spot. It's a gentleman's start, and you're on the honor system. Fishing time is 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you're going to be registering 5 northern pike, 5 largemouth bass, 5 walleyes, and 5 panfish. Now, the North Sun Pike Division, none of these have any size limit, any slot limits, or anything like that. You're just going to go out and go fishing and measure your fish, take a picture of them with the app. I'll give you more details on that in a minute. All the fish need to be submitted by 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. And if you're fishing a lake where you don't have any data, then you're going to need to go somewhere where you have cell phone data in time to get the fish registered and the photos sent before 3 o'clock. There's no exceptions to that. Okay. And we also have some special awards. The McDonald's Big Bass Prize is going to win a plaque and also a giant Rapala that is autographed by all the guys at Lindner Media. You've seen these things. They're like a 3-foot long Rapala. They're quite a conversation piece. Okay. And the Navalis Land Company Walleye Division is also 5 walleyes, and the biggest walleye will win the Worldwide Marine Insurance Award of also a giant Rapala autographed by all the guys at Lindner Media. The Panfish Division is 5 panfish, and keep in mind that this is any assortment of crappies, sunfish, rock bass, or perch. And this is the only division that you can register a rock bass in this year. Unfortunately, the app does not allow us to change divisions or use a rock bass as a wild card like we have in the past. Now, the Boater Oil Ugliest Fish Award is one that we've had a lot of fun with the last couple of years. This year, we're going to do it a little different. You'll have to take a photo, not in the app, but a photo of the fish, and you're going to text it to Mark and Grady Schutz, who are going to analyze which are the ugliest fish. And if you're ugly, that might help too. Or maybe if you're really good looking, it might make your fish look uglier. But either way, they're going to have a judging contest between the two of them, and they're going to choose who gets the Boater Oil Ugliest Fish Award. So maybe you can go out and catch a bullhead or something like that for that. So here's their phone number, 763-486-5800. 7508, that's the photo you're going to text your ugliest fish to during the day. Okay, and once again, there are no length or slot limits or possession limits. You're not keeping any fish, so you can just turn all the fish back, and the app will keep track of your top 5 fish, and they'll keep it in order. So once you get 5 fish, then you don't necessarily have to measure every fish unless it's within the top 5. Then when you add that fish, it'll drop your smallest fish off. So you can enter as many as you want, or you can just work on keeping track of what your top 5 is and just enter ones that are big enough. Fish are measured with the mouth closed and the tail pinched. And that's pretty important that we get that right. And we round up to the nearest 1/4 inch. So if the fish's tail crosses, say a 14-inch bass, if the fish's tail sweeps across the 14-inch line, then that's registered as a 14 1/4 inch fish. Okay, so let's go into some details on the app here. Okay, you should have downloaded the app by now. I mentioned you got to have cellular service to use the app. Please don't wait till tomorrow morning when you get your first fish to go into the app. If you should have got the email with a PIN number, and if you didn't get the email with a PIN number, you might want to check your junk email folder or something like that, because it's likely that it's in there. They were all sent out last night and today, and then if you do not have a PIN number, there's tech support. Tyler is 612-245-5935. You can see it on your screen right there. Tyler is the tech support guy for this app, and he has the PIN numbers. He can also answer most of your questions. Okay. All fish must be, if you're going to enter them, they got to be accompanied by a photograph. And the app, you take a photograph. There's a tutorial, a quick tutorial video on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and also on our website, fishingchallenge.org. So watch that tutorial, and you have to lay your fish on a ruler. You can't measure it with a measuring tape over the inches, over the curves or whatever. So you have to lay it on a ruler, mouth closed, tail pinched, take a picture within the app, and then you send that picture to us, and the photograph is time and date stamped. You won't see it, but we will, so we know exactly when that photo was taken. Okay, we also will need some photographs of action shots or just pictures of you with fish or whatever. We need these for promotional materials. Normally we have Jeff Collins, who does a fantastic job of taking photos all over around the tournament, and it's been really, really good. But with this format, I don't have pictures to send out with news releases and so forth, which I really would like to have. All the pictures we're going to have are fish laying on a ruler. So we're really going to rely on you guys. If you get a nice fish, just take a second to take a good picture and send it to us. And there's a text number at the bottom of your screen right there, 218-310-4350. And we'll take a look at those. And if we need a higher res picture or something like that, sometimes your cell phone will reduce the resolution when you send them. But if we would like to use the picture, we'll probably contact you. Thank you for going to the extra mile for doing that. So now the really fun part, we're going to talk about the prizes, and we have some terrific prizes this year. We've got prizes for each of the 4 divisions. The top 10 are going to get prizes, and each package is at least $200 or more, and the top 3 in each division are quite a bit more than $200. And we're going to get you these prizes one way or another. If you can stop by the Brainerd campus when we call you and say, you'll know whichever, you can watch the results, you'll know where you're standing and if you're going to get a prize. We'll figure out a way to get those prizes to you. Either you can stop by Brainerd, or we'll hand deliver them or something, or ship them. We'll figure out a way to get you the prizes. There's a lot of cool stuff. We were back in the back room. Mark and I were packaging these boxes going, oh man, there's a lot of nice stuff in these 40 boxes of great prizes this year. So we'll figure out a way to get them to you. Now your friends and family can watch the results of this tournament online. Just go to fishingchallenge.org, click on whichever division they want to watch. They can click back and forth or whatever. Say you're in the Northern Pike division. They can just go on there and click on the Northern Pike division. If you catch a Northern, they'll watch you move up a few spots. If somebody else catches one and leapfrogs you, well, then they're going to know it. So that's a pretty cool aspect of this. Tell your friends and family, share it on Facebook, whatever. And let's get lots of people watching that. It should be really fun. I wanted to mention the Seafoam Second Chance Award. The top 40, as I mentioned, get prizes, and then 2 in each division below that will get a nice package of stuff sent to them from Seafoam. That's pretty cool. Then also there's the $1,000 Seafoam scholarships. That's $500 per angler, college scholarship for each of the top 3 teams in the student angler division. So the student angler division is lumped in with everyone else this year. So Dave and I are just going to go through and we're going to figure out who the top 3 student anglers are. And of course, we're going to be giving away this boat. We're going to draw for the boat on June 8th. Now, just a couple words here that I want to share with you from my heart. Fishing is a wonderful thing. It brings people together. It gives us an appreciation for the great outdoors and God's gift of creation. And some of us here have been blessed to make a living doing it. And but what we're doing here tonight it's just about so much more than just fishing. We wanted to get you on the water because this is a fishing tournament, but what we're doing is just so much bigger than just going out fishing. God is in the business of giving new lives to people, and he's in the business of breaking the chains of addiction. He's transforming lives. He's putting families back together, and you guys are all a part of enabling that. It's so important. He wants the mothers and daughters and the fathers and sons and the families to be back together, free from addiction. So we're saving lives here as well, and I just never get tired of seeing the power of God transform people. And that's, for me, that's the number one reason why I do this. It's about so much more than fishing. You are fighting for Teen Challenge. You're fighting for these clients. And they know you're fighting for them. They know you're working hard for them to help fund what they're going through. It's difficult for them, but they really do appreciate it. And I wish there was a way that we could better communicate that to you in this environment. But thank you so much for doing that. And we're very serious about the fact that this is a fundraising tournament. That's what we're all about. It's the second largest fundraiser for Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge every year in Minnesota. And my heart is just warmed by the incredible job you guys do. And so many of you have gotten so far out of your comfort zone to ask people for money. It's just not, it doesn't come natural to most of us. But thank you so much for doing what you've done. We're going to give you an extra week this year to turn in more funds. I know some of you are still collecting funds. Some of you are getting close to that $500 range, and we decided to give you an extra week until June 6th, and then we're going to draw for the boat on June 8th. Normally we would draw on at the weigh-in, but we're going to give you an extra week to continue and also to add to that in whatever way that you can. And I tell you, my heart has been so warm because so many people struggled. I know a lot of you guys just go to work and say, hey, can you buy a raffle ticket? Or, hey, buddy, can you give me a 50 or whatever for Teen Challenge? So many of you did not have that opportunity today. And I just watched a lot of people reach deeper into their own pockets because of it. And our total that we're going to show you in a minute is going to reflect that. And thank you so much. So everybody who raised at least $500 is going to get your name in the drawing for that boat. And some of you got quite a few tickets in there. We had some people that did really, really well with the fundraising this year. So there's a link on here there for instructions on how to turn in funds on our website. And at this time, we're going to go ahead and announce the top 3 teams in fundraising so far. And I know that there's a lot more money coming in. I got a call from somebody today that said, well, I haven't got my money in. I had a call just a couple hours ago from somebody who said, I just sold a raffle ticket. How do I get you the money in the ticket? And so people are still out there working, and I love that part of it. But so here we go. Here's the really, really good part. The third place fundraising team is Team Bobber Down. Nick Gerbich and Russ Pogachnik. How about that? I think I got it right on the second try. They got $23,000 they raised. They just sent quite a bit more in today. So congratulations, guys. I can hear you applauding. I know you're applauding. We love it when people just really put their nose to the grindstone and make this stuff happen. And they win a trip with Denny Plummer, who is a local guide here up in the Brainerd, Pine River, Bacchus area. Terrific guy, fun day to spend with in the boat, and a great fisherman. So they're going to get to go fishing with him, plus having the satisfaction of knowing that they did so much benefit for Adult and Teen Challenge. Now, speaking of Denny Plummer, our second place fundraising team is Team 13, Denny and Michael Plummer. So last year he won a trip with himself, but this year he's going to win a trip with Steve Panaz. So congratulations to Denny and Michael Plummer. They raised $28,200. Now I'm going to have some people come up here, Rich and Stu and Al, come on up here too. Here's something that's amazing to me, and this is no surprise, it's no secret, but $127,200 was raised by Stu and Rich, and these guys are masters of it, and it's just so fantastic that what they've done. And Al, you want to just say a few words?
I'm dumbfounded given what the mood of the marketplace is, what is happening in the world today, and these guys are amazing. They've got the heart for this thing that when they walk out this door, they're already selling tickets for next year on their way home. This is what they do. I mean, the Lord touched them in such a way, like he has many of us, but it's an amazing blessing. And I owe these guys a massive fishing trip. I think I'm going to fly them into the Northwest Territories for a week to get caught up on the island.
That's a 4-person trip. I think that's a 4-person trip.
We can't get into Canada.
Oh man, thank you guys so much for what you do. I can't thank you guys enough, and I know how hard you work. The fact that the sports show canceled, where you normally sell thousands of dollars of raffle tickets, and still, you came up with this. It's
been a challenging year.
It has,
with the banquets canceled. Like you say, the sports shows they weren't there. We had some sponsors that dropped out because they just couldn't afford it this year. But we had other sponsors that said, I know it's been tough. We'll add more to ours.
The need is still great, and some people will step up when they learn the need is still great.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the great part. A lot of people said, you're struggling, I'm going to give you more. And those people are struggling, but the need is there, and they understand that. And I want to give a shout out to JK out in Montana. He started, I would have to say he's responsible for Team 51's success. We always kid him that he created a monster, and he's going to have to live with it.
A good monster.
JK, I know you dropped out of the northern category because I'm in it, but good luck with the bass.
You scared him off. Now you're going to have to fish bass, JK.
But we can't thank people enough. I mean, everybody stepped up, and like you say, we miss the camaraderie of the people here, and it's like a homecoming for us, but it's all good, and it's going to get better.
Amen. We've got to remember that God opens the doors.
Yep.
And we just praise him for that.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right. So you guys can stand here for a minute if you want while I announce this, if you're interested. This is the total funds that we've raised so far. And I know that there's quite a bit more money coming in. And this blows my mind, frankly. I never guessed that we would get to $300,000 already, $300,554. And there's that $20 coming in from that raffle ticket that was sold earlier today. So we could put 20 more on there. And then I got a call from someone else who just had a donation from their bank that hasn't sent their money in yet. And so I don't doubt that this last year it went up by about 40,000 or more after the meeting. And it might be close to that this year. So
I think we have a little in the pipeline yet too, but
yeah,
it's
coming.
It's a staggering number.
So frankly, we tried for how many years to get the $300,000, and then to think that these people did that in a year like this, where I mean, how many times have you walked into a business and asked for money, and this year doors were closed, and we still did this. So you people are awesome. I love every one of you. Thank you so much for doing this. And Stu is a guy that loves to share information. He's a master at raising these funds, and don't be afraid to ask him, because he loves to help people do quality, good things for Teen Challenge. So thanks so much, Stu. Tomorrow, Stu and I are going to draw for the raffle tickets, and we're going to do it on Facebook Live. And you know what Facebook is?
I've heard about it.
Okay. We're going to do it on Facebook Live at Cragen's because our raffle ticket permit requires that we have the drawing at Cragen's. So I don't know, we're going to go out there and sit on the tailgate of my pickup or something, but we're going to draw for the raffle tickets tomorrow at 5 o'clock on Facebook Live. So thanks a lot, guys.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Stuart Sprint's gonna be one of the
You
prizes.
got to show that.
There it
You
is.
gotta show that.
That's the original.
That's the
right
second
there.
prize.
That's the second prize.
Should be the first prize, but it's the second.
Beautiful piece of work.
Okay, we have door prizes. We don't have the door prize drawing. Okay. All right. So let's do the door prize drawing tomorrow at the same time. And do we have the Fleet Farm shopping spree? Okay, we'll do that tomorrow too. Okay, we got $1,000 Fleet Farm shopping spree. We'll do these all at the same time. Okay, is there questions in the chat box of things that I haven't covered? No questions that okay. Wow, I can't believe that. Yeah, that's a shock. That's amazing. All right, so I'm going to close in prayer. I hope you guys have a great day on the water tomorrow. And let's close and thank you for being a part of this, as I said before. Heavenly Father, thank you for the gift of outdoors and of fishing, and thank you for the hard work and generosity of all who are a part of this event. And I pray for wisdom for all of the Minnesota Adult and Teen Challenge staff who will use these funds to introduce people to your love in new and meaningful ways. You're a God who loves to take the broken and make something wonderful from it. Give us an attitude of safety and an attitude of sportsmanship tomorrow. And most of all, thank you for being the ultimate chain breaker, for restoring broken families and putting broken lives back together. We love you for it and we thank you. We pray these things in the name of your Son and our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Good luck tomorrow.